You ever put on a shirt so slow in my goddamn life, man? Okay, everything is fine. Everything is fine. People show up. Maybe. Don't know. We'll see. Okay, just a very quick and probably not boring podcast. Just something really quick, something to chill, something to talk to people with, get their opinions on stuff. Just stuff like that. Thank you for whoever's watching. Hey, God Vegeta, how's it going, man? Just doing a podcast today. Just something quick. I'm not going to be yelling or nothing. I'm not really feeling the most energetic. I'm still pretty depressed. But right now, it's not really depressed. It's more like I'm feeling very numb. So I figured a podcast would help. I'm not feeling as bad as I was feeling at the last stream, though. I know people were scared and stuff like that, so I'm sorry about that. But just a quick podcast. We're going to be talking about some different topics. You guys can ask questions or bring up topics that are bothering you right now. So feel free to invite friends and stuff. If you guys want to just chill in here with me and your friends and talk about like the world and what's going on and our opinions on stuff. So let me just send out the link to Discord, I guess, real quick. And then after that, we can kind of get started with the podcast. So stick around for sure, even if you're just leaving it on in the background. Every minute of views I get helps because I do get paid for those. So even if you just like literally leave your phone on and turn the volume down and forget that it's on, that helps. As opposed to just popping in. And I know some people just pop in and they leave. And that's fine if it's not your thing. But I mean, help the boy out. Leave it on in the background. You know what I mean? But how are you guys doing today? Is everything good with you guys? I'm just sending this link out through Discord real quick so that everyone at least has a chance to show up to the podcast. And if I'm talking low, it's not because I'm sick or anything. It's just like I said, I'm not feeling the greatest, man. It has not been a great time. The best way for a broke college student to make money? It depends, right? When I was in college forever ago for the bachelor's in computer science, what I did was I, for one, was making money off of financial aid. My family obviously couldn't afford to just send me fully to college. And for two, the other way that I was making money was I had just started making money off of YouTube. And then the other way I was making money is I was making video games. So this is, I learned how to make video games in my junior to senior year of high school. I made my first video game, and it was an indie horror game, and then I put it up at $4 a piece, sold maybe a few hundred copies. So it wasn't as popular as all these other ones that YouTubers and stuff are playing, but it was a cool side hustle at that time, and it made me a lot of money. eBay is another really cool thing that you can get into, which is what I do and run my company right now, Chris. What you do is you basically buy, in my case it's Funko Pops and collectibles, but you buy a collectible and then you have to keep track of the value of it and stuff, but you buy specific ones or new releases. You buy them and then you flip them for double the price. So in my case with the Funko Pops, people purchase them. I purchased them for about $15 a piece. But then because people want to get them in mint condition and want them shipped well, they'll pay me upwards of $30 to $60 for the product that I only paid $15 for. So if, $15 profit or $30 profit one time doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're getting, in a month, 100 orders, imagine that you're getting $15 profit on 100 orders. That's already $1,500. You know what I mean? Like that's $1,500 right there in profit. There's a lot of calculating that goes with that, of course, if you want to do that, but the collectibles business is probably the easiest thing for you to do in college right now. So I would definitely suggest getting yourself a P.O. box and trying the collectibles thing out. If you need help, you can, of course, Discord me or email me with the email that's available on YouTube, and I can definitely send you a quick guide of how you would go about it and doing it. But that's how I have always, made my money. I publish books now as well. My book is done, by the way, guys. I know I told you guys I was writing a book. It's done. So that's good. It should be available on Amazon soon. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna put a link out for it on YouTube. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to grab the book because you watch me, because you don't. It may not be everyone's thing, but the book's done, and I mean, I'm pretty excited about that, and that's been good. So, I mean, I haven't really been able to complain with that. It's been pretty smooth sailing on that front, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But that's how that's been. I don't know. What else is going on with you guys today? Like, I don't really have any topics per se. There's things to definitely talk about. But a lot of it is more just subjective stuff. Like, obviously, like the presidency, there's politics. Can I just say, I hate talking about politics, dude. And I know that politics is like a very, very heated discussion for most people, and that some people can talk about politics for hours. I can't. I think that politics are actually such a boring thing to talk about, simply because the means that you're getting at the end aren't worth it. Like, you're not getting any real benefit liking a president like Trump over liking one like Biden. There's obviously key differences, right? Like, obviously, like, Trump with the whole Twitter thing, January 6th insurrections and things like that. But it's crazy to me because there's not really much of a difference. Realistically, either the president's going to do too much or they're going to do too little. It's very rare that a president does just enough, and regardless of what you do or say, they're always going to catch flack. So, like, I hate the politics arguments and talking about politics in general. And I've always been kind of like, not conservative, not liberal, but I just don't participate in politics very much. I have my opinions, right? But I think it's just really stupid to try to jump in to the mind fuck that is politics, because you almost can never win, it feels like. Which is accurate. You don't win that battle. You don't ever win that. And I think that's a really huge thing with politics, because, like, why would you even, respectfully, why would you even want to participate at that point? There would be no reason to participate in politics because of that. So it's just one of those things where it's very, very dumb. So, anyway, yeah, that's the kind of shit I talk about, right? It's crazy, man. It is. That a lot of that shit runs through my head, and I just never talk about it because there's not really an opportunity to talk about it. So if I look like I'm drawing a blank at any point during this, it's just because, like, my mind's trying to process, basically. Like, just then, like what I just did was me drawing a complete and total blank. No, dude, AI is getting stupid, bro. Like if, let me pull something up. Hold on, dude. Like, AI is getting fucking dumb, bro. Like, anyone? Anyway, but so, like, there's these channels, right? Let me actually put these up real quick. Hold on, because I want you guys to see this. This is fucking insane. There's these channels that do, like, the president's playing sports and shit like that, and it's crazy because, like, it's crazy how real the shit is, right? Like, you can tell that it's an AI that's talking and it's not, like, President Obama, right? But it's crazy because it's like, if it was somebody that was new to this country and genuinely knew nothing about politics or these people, AI presidents, they wouldn't know. They would really just think that the presidents were playing Wii fucking sports, bro. Like, let me transition over, but, like, look at this shit. Like, there's actual channels, and it is literally just the presidents playing games like Minecraft. There's Uno, there's Minecraft Hardcore. One of my favorite ones. I watched it all the way through, and I'm not even ashamed to say it. It was this one. The presidents play Wii Sports. I watched this fucking video, all 35 minutes of it, all the way through, and I don't even know why I did, but I did. You know. My boy, Noah, these nuts. That's crazy, bro. Drop a like. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. Yeah, I haven't seen you guys in a while. I went in Discord and I typed. I was like, I miss you guys. I haven't seen you guys in forever. So thank you for blowing up, my boy. Let me hit you with these 100s. There you go, boy. Yeah, but it's literally just the presidents playing fucking Wii Sports. And it's crazy to me because it's like, you guys can hear it, right? I think I have it on for you guys. It sounds pretty much like the real deal, and it is insane because it's like, that's scary. Like at any point, and then, obviously it wouldn't happen to someone like me. Like I'm not famous or anything, right? But at any point, you can just have a famous person say something they never said, and if you're good enough and willing to take your time with the AI, you could literally make it so they said it. And the way the world works today, they would believe it. Like the world is stupid, bro. You post something on Twitter, and everyone believes you anyway, right? Like, imagine someone, and imagine it's something terrible. What's up, Noah? What are you saying huh for, bro? What's up? What's wrong? But imagine, like, someone making you say something terrible. Like, I don't even know what they can make you say, but, like, 9/11 was good. And you actually said it. It's AI, but, like, no one knows that. But as far as they're concerned, you fucking said it. And it is crazy to me because it's like, that's a thing. Like AI is fucking insane. Even on the robotic side of it, there was this article that I read about a robot that Microsoft made, and it was just like a chatbot type thing, right? But they made a chatbot and they gave it information, but they gave it the other thing people usually don't give AIs, which is sentience. So they literally made a chatbot and they gave it sentience. Scariest fucking shit ever. Within 9 hours, the robot was saying that it wished it was alive and it didn't want to be in the computer anymore. And it's like, what the fuck? They shut it down, like, obviously, right? But it's insane because it's like, okay, that's not good. Maybe we don't do that. But no, AI is getting fucking insane. Like I said, like I just showed the president's channel. There are multiple channels that literally just run off of videos of the presidents playing sports and games and shit, which is fine. Don't get me wrong, right? But it definitely brings the concern of, this shit's real, right? Like this shit is 100%, 110% real, right? So it's pretty awesome. Awesome, but still pretty scary, obviously. Like, it's not like just this bullshit thing. But what I wanted to show you guys is, so the book's done. It's pretty cool. I'm going to show off a little bit of the elements for it. Not too much. I don't want to give you guys too much, but I do want to show off just a little bit of it. Because I think it's going to be a really good book. I don't think that I'm going to become a famous author or anything. I don't think anyone's even going to want this book, if I'm being real. But I'm just happy that I finished it. It took me, quite a while. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of effort. And I'm just glad that I was able to actually, real shit, get in there and finish it, right? So that's my thing. And I think I'm going to give away free copies of this book as well. Like, I feel like I'm just going to give away some free copies to some subscribers maybe that are still around. Because, like, that's what it is, man. It's really just me doing a book. I'm not looking to get rich off of it. And I would like people to definitely read it. And if that means, giving some subscribers some free copies, I'm 100% fine doing that. But this is its cover. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, obviously, so you guys can see that better. But this is the cover. And it's basically what the book is about. It's about a samurai in the 12th century. He's basically dealing with the death of his wife. There's twists that I don't really want to say. But I think it's pretty good. But he's looking for, he's dealing with the death of his wife. He's still dealing with having to be like a samurai and having honor and doing all these things like that. And he's also dealing with the fact that, like, and this is a twist for people that I'm going to say out loud, he's black. So his mother is black and his father is Japanese. And in 12th century Japan, like, it wasn't a thing for you to be black and Japanese. So he's treated very poorly all throughout the story, especially when he's a kid, because he's black. So he's dealing with, being a samurai. His wife is dead, and he's black, and that's causing problems for him. Now, it's not explicitly like that. No one in the story is explicitly racist, but it's more like, you don't look like us. And I think it's just a very interesting element. Actually, I'm willing, if you guys want, I know you guys like my voice anyway, I can read you the prologue, if you guys want. Not chapter 1, you don't get none of that, but I can read you guys the prologue if you guys want to just see what it's about real quick. It's up to you guys in chat. I don't want to bore you guys, so. Chris says, have you ever considered doing fan fiction of any kind? Think you're going to write any more books? Yes. I have thought about doing fan fiction before. I'm not really the most into it, though, because I feel like while I feel like it'd be good and people do like it, maybe I'll try it one day, but I don't even know, like, what I would write a fan fiction on. Like, I don't know if there's a series where I care enough, because fan fiction is usually just smut. That's all it is. It's usually just like boy gets girl or people fucking. That's what fan fiction is. And I just don't know if I really would feel like writing that. I could definitely try, but I'm just not really sure. I've done mangas and stuff too. And do you think you're going to write any more books? Probably. So this book, the story behind this book, before I read you guys the prologue, is that my mom, I was writing a book already. And this was like a samurai guidebook, a fictional samurai guidebook written by a samurai from a time long ago for a new samurai who was taking adventures, right? And my mom is like, what do you see when you look at yourself in the mirror? And I told her, a swordsman, I guess. Like, I'm a decent swordsman, right? And that's what I told her. I was like, yeah, I see like a swordsman, right? So she was like, what's his name? And I was like, his name probably would be Hanzo, I guess. And she's like, okay, write a story. And I was like, okay, which is ironic because I've been publishing a lot, so I've been publishing books, so I knew the process. So I started writing. I didn't stop, and I wrote this story within maybe it's been maybe 2 weeks, and he's done. So, am I gonna write more books? I left this book on a cliffhanger, technically. So yeah, there's probably a second part of this book. And I think I would write more books. I would just have to figure out what I'm writing. Like, I don't ever think I've thought about doing a biography, just to do one. Don't know if I'd ever do it. Just talking about my life and everything I've done, but you don't really do a biography when you're only 24. But I know that I'm going to write probably a second part of this book. I just want to publish this first one and make sure that it does well, hopefully. But I do want to get some free copies out to people. A lot of you guys, Chris is definitely fucking getting one. John's getting, like, there's people in my life where I'm like, yeah, you're getting a free copy, bro. You don't have a choice. It's like you're getting a free copy, bro. You're 100% getting a free copy because you guys support me no matter what. And you guys are very loving, and I appreciate that. So I'm going to read you guys just the first piece of this prologue for my book. Yeah, so we'll do it. Anyway, would you guys like some music? I know it's probably really fucking quiet. Would you guys like music before I start reading this prologue? I kind of feel like the lack of music is not okay. And thank you to whoever the third person watching is. I appreciate it. I'm not trying to take up you guys' time. I just want to make sure that we're all good on that front, right? Okay, let's turn down the music some. Let me know if at any point the music is too loud, guys, and I'll fix it for you. All right, let's go. To my mother, who told me to press on and write even when I was at my lowest, who helped bring this story to life, and to the woman I once loved, my Ayumi, my sunshine. Darkness. All there was darkness. Rain could be heard sliding down off a straw roof somewhere nearby, maybe just above. There was nothing else. Hanzo could not hear his heartbeat. He could not hear himself breathing. He simply stood there, clothes soaked from the rain. He knew he shouldn't have looked at the letter again. He knew that no matter how many times he looked, No matter how much time passed in between, it would not change the reality that he currently faced. Ayumi was dead. Illness had taken her away. He folded the letter for what felt like the 100th time in the last month, a tear sliding down his face. Hanzo normally didn't like to look weak, but right now he didn't care. She was gone. Even after winning hundreds of duels, mastering an element, winning entire wars on his own, he still couldn't beat death. He still couldn't save her from it. He was not good enough. He was not strong enough. She was gone, and it was all his fault. Damn it! The darkness in the room dissipated instantly. The room was engulfed in flame. The space itself wasn't anything special now that it was lit up. Straw was scattered about the floor. There was a single window in the corner, a bucket in another, and a cot to sleep on thrown sloppily on the floor. It was not much, but it was what he had. Hanzo stood there, flames circling around him, a grimace on his face. The letter parchment did not burn, even though he had it in his hand. He would not allow it to. Although he was mad, he was sensible enough not to burn the only thing that he had left. Hanzo looked down at the letter one more time. It was folded crisply in 3 folds. He could see Ayumi writing it in his mind. The flames he was generating slowly started to calm themselves. Within minutes, they were out. He stood in the middle of the room for a long time. He could hear nothing but the rain again. He was deep in thought, and finally, he spoke. I'm sorry. I failed you, my love. Perhaps this is what I deserve. He touched the letter in the pocket. He touched the letter in the pocket next to his heart and patted it twice before turning around and heading out the door. There was only one place he can go to make him feel better. Through the door, he was hit by the wind. It was a beautiful sight out today. There was a light mist still falling persistently over the village, his home. The sun peeked out from the rainy clouds, giving the rain and everything it touched an almost elegant glow. It had calmed down considerably since earlier. Whatever god was angry before seemed to have changed their mind now. Hanzo loved the rain. He had loved it his whole life. It brought him peace. It could turn his sadness into merriment. It could turn his anger into consideration. He had met her in the rain. His chest got tight at the thought. He shook his head from side to side to clear the thoughts and patted the letter on his chest twice before focusing himself and proceeding on. His childhood village looked the same to him, if not a little gloomy now. Huts made of straw, dried mud, and stones, as far as the eye could see. They were a sturdy dwelling that didn't allow too much heat or cold to pierce. And for the most part, they housed an innocent and jovial clan of people. There had very rarely been war waged here, and even less any conflict. The village was a training post for samurai. Any idiotic behavior from a hostile clan would be unwise at best. He had defended the village with his life, even been named his champion, or at least he was. Hanzo! A voice crackled behind him suddenly. Hanzo's left hand immediately met the tsuba of his katana as he turned around. Then he saw who had yelled, and his hand dropped back to his side. Yoshida-sensei, Hanzo said solemnly, feeling at least some comfort. This was the man who had trained him. Danzo Yoshida had turned him into the finest weapon that Japan had ever seen. He was a rather skinny man, older now, around 72, but a master in most weapons in combat. His wrinkles had begun to show, and these days there were usually bags around his eyes. He was wearing his usual attire, a red and orange kimono, and today he was sporting a hat made of straw, most likely because of the rain. Hanzo didn't stop for many people these days, let alone speak, but this man was an exception. There was a brief pause for a moment as Yoshida-sensei finally caught up and stood next to him, hands in his pockets. The silence between both men could be cut with a knife. It was clear what needed to be said, but Sensei was taking his time to say it. Finally he spoke. I have heard about Ayumi. I am so sorry, young Raijin. Raijin just means, for anyone who's wondering, by the way, it's in parentheses, but I'm not going to explain that in the same voice. Ryujin is what he calls him. It just means dragon god. And a lot of people in the village refer to him as that. I don't know why I stopped reading normally for that, but hey, don't worry about it. The silence was back. Hanzo's head was now hanging. The thoughts of her were creeping in again. And then suddenly, they stopped. He closed his heart, took a deep breath, and spoke. I keep scrolling down like a dumbass when I forget that I have it in the mode where I can't just scroll down normally. Let me turn that off. Okay, let me. I kept trying to scroll down. I only hope that one day she will forgive me, he said calmly. Sensei looked at Hanzo for a moment. He looked over at the direction he had been heading, then let out a concerned and sad sigh. You need to forgive yourself first, and if you keep drowning your problems in sake at that bar, well, it won't ever happen. You couldn't have been there to save her, Hanzo. Not even you, Dragon of the South, is that fast. Let go, forgive, heal. Hanzo started to open his mouth to say something, the words still forming in his mind, but he was interrupted by a dull and heavy beating in the distance. Both men's heads snapped in that direction. They hadn't heard this sound in almost a year. This was not good. Whatever Hanzo was going to say was long gone, but it was replaced by something new. The war drums. Those are the war drums. The village. It's under attack. And that's the prologue. That's it. But that's the prologue of it. I mean, I like that book. It's cool, and you guys are able to ask any questions you had about it. I know that just getting it coldly read to you like that is probably confusing, but you guys are able to ask any questions you might have about the characters, and like if you didn't understand something, because I know some of it is written in a way where you're supposed to figure it out later. But I'm only giving you guys a prologue, so I feel like it'd be totally unfair of me to not give you context if you ask for context. So, obviously, like, what did you guys think? That was the prologue of the book. It's cool. Yeah, I think it's an interesting story. I don't know if people are really going to be into it. It gets better. When I gave this sample to somebody to read, they were like, I really like your detail. And my entire book is like that. So if you don't like a book that is really detailed or you get bored by reading details, it may not be for you, because a lot of it is me explaining the environment. What the environment looks like, what's going on, what people look like, specific actions. The fight scenes are really cool, and you guys didn't get a taste of that in this, and that's okay. But like I said, a lot of you guys are I'm going to send a lot of you guys free copies of this book because I love you guys. You guys are there when I need you to be, and yeah, I am... Big Red rolled in, bro? That's crazy to me, dog. Big Red rolled in the middle of me reading my story. That's kind of... I'm blushing, Big Red. I'm blushing, bro. Big Red popped up and took me by surprise. But yeah, honestly, I'm being real here. Everybody who's here today gets a free copy. Fuck it. Everybody who is here today is going to get a free copy of the book. So let me actually take that down. I'm just going to send you guys all free copies. I'll contact you, obviously, separately. If you're not in my Discord already, do join it, because that's how I'm going to get you your free copy, is like messaging you, getting the address, and then, or P.O. Box if you guys aren't comfortable with the address. But everyone who's here today gets a free copy, because like I said, you guys are here when I need you. You're willing to sit there and listen. So, I mean, I'll give you the copy. If you don't like it, throw it away. Donate it to a school. I don't give a fuck. I mean, give it to your parents. I don't care what you do with it. But you guys are very supportive, and I want everybody here to get a free copy. So I'm just taking note of who's here today right now. I'm just making a sticky note. Give me a second. And then, like I said, if you're not already in my Discord, definitely join. And if you are in my Discord, you have me added on Discord, go ahead and DM me right now. That way I know who I need to send copies to. Yeah, so DM me on Discord, just so I have reference and I can, open that chat and then talk to you about how I'll get you the book. There are soft covers and hard covers. I'm going to see which one I end up sending you guys, but the soft cover and the hard cover are the exact same thing. There's no difference between the two. So don't worry about that. It's not like there's bonus content in a book or anything. It's soft cover and the hard cover are exactly the same. There's no real difference. It's pretty good. But yeah, this book is done. So that was just a prologue. Amazon is confirming it right now for me. And then when that's done, I'm going to send out copies to people that I want to send out copies to. And the odds are that when I send you guys those copies, they'll be signed copies. Because, I'm not going to become a big shot author or anything, but I feel like I could sign it and give it to you guys. I'll sign it on like an empty page and then give it to you guys. I think that could be something cool for me to do. And I appreciate you guys' interest. Nah, Big Red. This was a stealth mission, Big Red. Don't lie to me, dude. I already know, Big Red, it was a stealth mission, bro. You don't even have to lie to me like that, Big Red. It's all a stealth mission, Big Red. You came in, trying to do some reconnaissance, see how the book was looking. I get it. It's funny because me doing that reading just now, if you guys don't know, I was a voice actor for something called Door to Door, and I also read a portion of their audiobook. So it was crazy because me reading that just now, which is my book, made me kind of miss doing narration. If there is an audiobook version of my book that comes out, which there probably will be, I feel like I would rather hire somebody to read it instead of the alternative, because I want to give somebody a chance kind of to make some money maybe. I could read my own book, but I feel like I would want to give somebody a chance to read it themselves and make a little bit of cash, And I know that some people don't like some of you guys in chat right now might not really like sitting down all the time and reading, so maybe sometimes you read it, other times you turn on the audiobook and just listen. And the audiobook will probably be free too. I'm not going to charge for the audiobook. Will be an add-on that's free so that people still can experience the story regardless of money. I don't want that to be like a barrier. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. If you guys have any questions about it, you can feel free to ask me now, or if you guys want to bring up a random topic for us to talk about, you can feel free to. Either one's fine with me. I'm just chilling. But I thought I should share that with you guys. Because you guys are really helpful and you guys care. So what are you hoping to see for the upcoming worldwide celebration? Dokkan, right? So here's the thing. While I'm talking to you guys, I might as well polish the wakizashi. Hold on, let me grab it because I might as well polish the sword. I have 4 of them and I didn't polish one, so let me grab it and I'll polish it while I'm talking to you guys about Dokkan. But let me. As far as what I'm hoping to see for Dokkan, I mean, there's a lot of things they could do, but I just feel like a lot of the things that people would want are things that are really cliche, myself included, right? I'm gonna be honest, there will never be a time where I don't take a Vegito unit. There'll never be a time where they release a Vegito unit and I'm like, no, Vegito, what the fuck? There will never be a time where they release a Vegito and I'm upset about it. And I can promise you that wholeheartedly. There will never be a time where they release a Vegito unit and I get upset about it, ever, because Vegito units are fucking boss, dude. Yeah, there will never be a time where they release a Vegito and I get upset, bro. Like, Vegito is my boy, you know? But yeah, shit, man. I mean, like, a Vegito could be cool. Like, I don't know, are they running out of stuff that they can do? I feel like Dokkan is honestly very slowly running out of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they haven't touched, like movies that they can touch on and things like that, or like recently they did the World Tournament, and things like that. So, I mean, there's definitely stuff that they can still do. But for worldwide, a lot of the times, the units are supposed to be like uber broken, and super busted. And usually when you release characters like that, you're not really releasing like Dragon Ball characters per se. Yeah, like you're not really releasing Dragon Ball characters and shit like that. You're releasing, you know, anything but almost. So, I mean, if I saw anything, like if I could see any unit, probably like a, man, like a baby could be cool. And I'm not even a GT fan, but I think I would take a baby. I think I would want a baby. Yeah, like I know they're doing a Vegito Blue and Zamasu, which is why I was like, oh, okay. That's cool. Like, that's fine. And I don't mind that they're doing like Zamasu and Vegito Blue again. That's totally fine. Like, we need a better Zamasu and a better Vegito Blue, because the last Vegito Blue that we got technically was LRVB, and that was a few years back. And then the last Zamasu that we got, like Big Arm Fused Zamasu, was AGL Zamasu, and, you know, obviously they need an upgrade, so hopefully they easy A that AGL Zamasu and make him busted. But for me, like, yeah, I have no problem with the fact that they decided to go with VB and Zamasu again. I honestly feel like that's pretty fucking boss, dude. I think it's fine. I honestly think it's fine. Yeah, for once. And there's been times where Dokkan's released stuff, like when they released, like, for example, Videl. When Videl first came out, me and the entire Dokkan community was just like, what the fuck is this? What's this supposed to be? Even when Pan came out, like, at least Pan is slightly more relevant, I guess. But it was like, for me, it's like units have to be kind of like deserving. I hate when Dokkan trolls, man. Like, for me, a unit needs to be deserving of getting that representation. So, like, when they release, like, Hercules and Pans and Videls, I'm kind of just, like, mad, because it's like, okay, that unit or that person definitely didn't deserve that amount of representation. So it's really funny, because it's like, why? Like, why did you even release that? Like, literally, why? But yeah, it's funny, because it's like, why even release that? That makes no sense for you to release that. That's stupid, and it's just dumb. So, kind of want to see a Super Saiyan Goku from, what is this? I don't mind when they release unit. Okay, so kind of want to see a Super Saiyan Goku from the first Broly. Other than that, Kid Buu. Kid Buu probably not happening. I mean, we've been needing an LR Kid Buu for like, we've been waiting on LR Kid Buu and asking for that shit for like 8 years. I don't know that it's happening. I just don't know that it's happening, dude. LR Kid Buu is probably just not something we're gonna get, and I think we just have to accept that. Like, which is funny, because like I would almost want to say that STR Kid Buu is like slowly dropping off with the power creep. So eventually that Kid Buu is going to be irrelevant, and then we still don't have a new one. So like, I don't know that it's going to work out too well, if I'm being 100% honest. We got that Super Buu that came out, which kind of helped LR Kid Buu. But I just don't think, yeah, like I just don't know that we're getting an LR Kid Buu, guys. I don't want to like be that guy, but I don't think that, you know. I don't mind when units Let me see though. I don't mind when they release units that don't deserve representation, but I do find it weird when they are top 4 units in the game. Yeah, like so Videl came out, and Videl was the queen of Dokkan for like 2 or 3 months, and it was like, it's not even because she's a girl. That's not the problem here, okay? You can release an Android 18 who is actually a relevant character in the series and make her number 1 in the game, and I'd be like, okay, fine. That works. You know, it's not a random character. It's a strong female character. I fuck with it. Let's do it. Go ahead, right? But when we're talking about like releasing a launch that's the best in the game, or like a Chi-Chi that's the best, it's like, dude, why even? Literally, for what purpose would you release that unit and make them the best in the? It doesn't make sense from any perspective. Like, even if they released like a Hercule and he was best in the game, and that's the people don't understand. It has nothing to do with gender, bro. It's like, you could release a Hercule, and I would be like, why is this number 1 unit in the game? Why would we do this? For what purpose will we do this? I don't understand. If it's a good support, that's different. If it brings a team together and it's a relevant character, fine. You know, slap them on in. But when they're just like far and away not main character and they're just number 1 slot, it's like, okay, come on, man. Then the other problem, when you do that and you release a unit that is not deserving of representation, no one summons for that shit. You know how many people summoned on the Videl banner? Not a lot. The Pan banner, once again, not a lot. Not a lot at all, dude. Like, not a lot, dude. Even banners where the summoning was deserved, like when Kid Gohan first, there was the AGL Kid Gohan that came out with an Int Garlic Jr. No one summoned on those for the most part. People summoned for Kid Gohan, don't get me wrong. But I think I was one of the only people that summoned on the banner just because I wanted Garlic Jr. Didn't care about Gohan at all. I still have Gohan on the bottom of my box, Rainbow, and I just don't touch it. Like, why? You know, so I don't know. They released LR Bulma, and she's top 5 in the game. When are they releasing units like LR Killing Califa? They were the best until the anniversary. It's like, why? Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, so for the Bulma is one of those specific cases where I don't mind her being like top 5 in the game, because she's at least a little bit closer to a character that deserves representation. Bulma's like made the Dragon Ball radar. She like made her own modified version of Scouters. She got the gang to outer space. She makes the gravity chambers they train in. Blah 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 yada. It's like Bulma's done enough where I'm like, okay, yeah, like you're deserving of some kind of fucking representation, right? It's, for me, it's how much you've done, right? Like if TN got a really busted unit and he was best in the game, I'd be like, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Tien's been in the series. Tien's done stuff. Tien held back Cell. Like, that makes sense to me. Krillin getting a top tier unit makes sense. Really, any of the Z fighters getting a top tier unit completely makes sense. But when you throw in the Pans and the Launches and the Videls, and I'm just confused. The Hercules, I'm like, why are we doing this? Pilaf. Like, imagine if we got a Pilaf and he was the best in the game. It would hurt. It would be painful, because it's like no one's fucking summoning on that. Like, let's be real for a minute. Let's be realistic. No one's fucking summoning on that. Nobody. No one. Right? And I'm sure people will, but it's like probably people with problems, or they just want to prove a point and summon because they can summon. You know, like they're wailing and they need every unit rainbowed, right? But I just don't. That's my thing. It's contribution for me. Like, even the Bulma, I'm okay with her being up there because, like, she has put in a considerable contribution in the series. You know what I mean? Future Bulma, for example, actually gave the medicine to our current Goku to make sure that he would still be alive. So, like, Bulma being up there, I can respect that. But when we're talking about characters like Videl, physically speaking, didn't change the series at all. Nothing was different. Other than giving us Pan, she did nothing different. If I take Videl out of the Dragon Ball series, Gohan just ends up with whoever the blonde chick that Videl was friends with was. He just ends up with her because I think she had a crush on him too. She was saying he was handsome, right? Videl contributes physically nothing to the actual series if you take her out. There's nothing that she contributes. Why are we giving her a unit that is best in the game? Pan, once again, could take her out of the series, and realistically, other than maybe 5 things changing, nothing, there's no difference. they would live. They'd be fine. Hercule is a little different because I guess Hercule did throw Android 16's head at Gohan, and like Hercule's done some stuff, but not enough stuff where I feel like that's a contribution. Chris Brown says, I don't think Dokkan has done a bad job designing units this year. It says something when Super Trunks has the worst selling banner of all time. Super Trunks could have been so good. Or let me specify. Super Saiyan Trunks could have been so much better. Super Trunks is great. When Super Trunks doing a 15 million attack stat, having the active skill that can stun and Ghost Usher for the turn, and then doing another 15 million, and then possibly a third 15 million, is fucking disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It doesn't even matter with the turn restrictions. Or you need him on a certain type of team because you're going to throw him in front of the attacks anyway, right? Super Trunks is disgusting. Super Saiyan Trunks, which is what you have to use for like 3 turns to get there, 5 turns to get there, is the problem. Super Saiyan Trunks is fucking terrible. So, yeah, his banner didn't sell. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised his banner didn't sell because that unit was so close to being good. If they literally took away the Super Saiyan part of that character and just made it Super Trunks flat out, right? Where he gets weaker as the fight goes on or something, but not too weak, just like normal, goes from busted to like normal, you know what I mean? Or they just made Super Saiyan Trunks better, guaranteed guard, something, right? That unit was so close. It was so close to glory, man. It was so damn close. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised he didn't sell that well. Big Red says, not gonna lie, a Kaioken Chi-Chi that gets guaranteed crits on Saiyans would be funny, but the banner sales might not be too high. I mean, no, they would be, yeah, the banner sales would be pretty fucking low on that. It's funny, actually, because like you're saying, it's really funny. She would be on some teams. She'd be on, like, Peppy Gal. She would be on Dragon Ball. She'd be on a lot of different teams. World Tournament, she'd be on that team. Goku's family, technically, she'd be on that team. But, yeah, no, like, she'd be on a lot of different teams. But I don't think she would be on the teams that matter. So while she'd be really, really funny, I mean, you can slap her on a Goku's family team, right? But, like, she's not linking up with any of those Super Saiyan motherfuckers, dude. It's not happening. It's not happening, man. It's not happening. It's not happening. But, yeah, no, she would be funny. But the banner sales definitely would be low on that. Would they be as low as Super Trunks? I don't know, man. Super Trunks was pretty fucking low. Or at least I've heard he was pretty low. But, yeah, he's just not doing us any favors right now. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be ending the stream in a second here. Thank you guys so much for everyone that showed up. Hopefully you guys did like the book, reading, signing, blah, blah, yada, yada, yitty, yitty. I'm going to end up getting you guys your books as well. So thank you guys so much for showing up. You guys get free signed books. Congratulations. I know it's not worth much, and I'm not like the bitch that wrote Harry Potter or anything, but hopefully you guys do appreciate it. So definitely, shoot me a message if you guys haven't already. I'll get you guys your books for sure. They're in the process of still publishing. They should be done in a few days. After that, I'll order the copies for you guys, sign them, and then I'll send them back out to you. So it may take like a week or two for you to get them. Hopefully that's okay. But I just want to make sure they're gotten to you guys and they're gotten right. And I'll let you guys know if you're getting hard or soft cover. I'll try to get you guys some hard covers. Just because, like I said, I really appreciate you guys. So thank you guys for coming to the stream. I really do appreciate it. And then realistically, I'll probably stream again soon. So just be looking out. Turn your notification bars on. And I'll see you guys later. Okay. Have a good one.